There aren't many secrets to success, but one universal one is start doing less, not more. Let me explain. Hey, what's up everyone, Yaniv here, and welcome back to another video. I'm going to teach you guys a lesson that I learned from one of my mentors, and basically as soon as I implemented this and took this into my own being, I went from actually bussing tables at a restaurant till 4 a.m. to where I am now in my Amazon FBA business and also in my personal brand on YouTube. I've still got a long way to go, obviously, and I've got a lot planned for my future, but this actually, this lesson here turned my life around completely. And I decided to make this video for you guys because I know a lot of you guys have been setting goals for 2019 and those New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. So I thought that, for those guys who are into that and for you guys who are striving for more in 2019, this video is gonna be perfect for you. So let's get right into the video. Less is more, and I'm gonna show you guys two examples to pinpoint exactly why that is the case. So one reason that I think a lot of people believe that doing more and working more and always filling your calendar and cramming it with all this crap is, equal to working harder. And it's a lot of the reason, a lot of people actually define their productivity by how much, shit they're actually doing every single day. So the first example is entrepreneurship, and in particularly the entrepreneurship scam, wherein, there's like kind of a community built around this where people believe that doing more or filling your calendar with a bunch of random shit just to kind of pack it in and fill it up to make it seem like you're doing a ton of work is the way to, finding success. That's really the way they define, productivity and how hard you're working. And that couldn't be further from the truth. And I say this because I actually was one of those people who would try to cram as much stuff as I could into my calendar, cram as much crap to do as I possibly could imagine in my head, because I thought that would mean that I was on my way to becoming more successful. I used to do this thing where I would, read books on mindset and read books on productivity, wherein I'm kind of just action faking. And if you guys don't know or haven't heard of the word action faking, it's basically when you kind of trick yourself into thinking that you're doing something more productive than you really are. A great example of this would be like if you guys opened up a business and, or let's say you're doing a home office and you're like, I can't get to work until I get myself a desk, until I get myself a proper mouse, a nice keyboard, because other than that, I wouldn't be able to, kind of be productive in my workspace. When in reality, that's totally a waste of time. And while maybe you might need this, it's just something you're doing to set aside actually taking some real action, going out there, finding some clients, going out there, doing some product research, just doing stuff that's going to get you to where you're going. All the stuff in between, that is just action faking. And this all goes back to doing less is more, meaning that not wasting your time on learning how to be the most productive out there and just going out there and doing what you need to be doing is going to get you closer to your goals. So many people are trying to create complexities for themselves rather than going out there and doing what needs to be done. Because in reality, guys, even for myself, I know many times that there's always, certain things that I put off, certain things that I'm not doing, and those things are the ones that you need to, note down, figure out which ones you haven't been doing of the ones that you should be. And most of the times, the ones that you're not doing are really the ones that you should be doing the most. Another great example of action faking and kind of, doing more rather than less is when people message me. They message me and they ask me about certain things like new softwares coming out, new programs or changes that happen in programs that, may affect something so minute, like 1% of, 1% of the pie. They think that something so small is going to affect their whole business when in reality, they've never even taken action. They're sitting there trying to learn about every single detail, about every single program out there, the little changes, the little this and that. And they never actually, commit to anything. So it doesn't really matter how much they know about the new softwares or anything like that, because they've never taken any action wherein they'd actually use these softwares. Stop being concerned about the software. Start being concerned about taking action and taking yourself in the right direction. Do less of learning about all that stuff and do more about learning for your Amazon business and how to actually create a profitable one that's going to bring you income month by month on a predictable basis, and also learn about growing it to something, more significant. The reality of the situation is that doing less of that, action fake and all that bullshit is actually going to leave you more time to do stuff that's more significant for your business. I actually have another example from my personal life where I can actually explain this a little bit better. But before I do, let me show you this one thing and let me explain this one thing. And this is the thing that really changed my life and kind of turned it around 180. This is something I learned from one of my mentors, and I'm going to show you guys this in hopes that, you know, it helps some of you guys in the new year with your new resolutions and stuff like that. It helps you turn kind of your path around if you're not going the direction that you want to be going. All right, so here we are in the whiteboard, and before we do get started, I want to show you guys a few things, a few limiting factors in your life that we're going to kind of base this little thing around. So you have time. So I'm just gonna put a T, and you have, let's say, plus energy, okay? So the time is a finite resource. Obviously, it's something that, you know, we don't think of it as a finite resource. In reality, you know, time is the only finite resource, while money and all that stuff is actually very infinite. And then you also have energy. So that's also like your motivation. That's how much, you know, effort you put into something and stuff like that. So time and energy, all right? So let's just picture ourselves as this person. Let's say that's you, and that's somebody who is single-minded, focused, and who knows exactly what they want from life, has determined that, and that's the only difference between you two. All right, that's the only difference between you and that person. So don't worry that this blob is bigger and this one's smaller. Okay, so basically, when you try to do 5 things at once, so let's say one. So let's say that's Amazon FBA. Let's say that's Shopify. Let's say that's affiliate marketing. Let's say this is social media marketing. And then, you know, let's just pretend there's other crap in here that you're wasting your time on, okay? And you're wasting your life in. So basically, these are all your time and your energy that's coming out outward. So all your energy and time come out from inside you, outside, right? And what happens when you have this many different things kind of coming out of you, things you spend your time on, there's actually, you know, a thing that happens where you spread yourself way too thin. There's a reason for that. Your time and energy, like I said, are finite. So doing 5 things at once results in little progress in anything, right? You become a jack of all trades and a master of none. And that right there is why 99% of people will not succeed. It's because they don't realize this one lesson. And that's the same reason why, let's say for myself, focusing on my Amazon FBA business, or for someone like a, you know, an even better example is someone like a professional athlete or something like that. They're investing all their time into one avenue, right? They're doing only one thing that they train for. Let's say Ronaldo, right? He's like the soccer player. He's notoriously known to come in the earliest for training, to leave the latest for training, to just work so freaking hard at what he does. And that's all he does, right? That's really all he does. And that's all he did for a significant portion of his life. So obviously, you know, he's going to be amazing at soccer, while you who goes to, you know, soccer training or soccer practice, you'll be right there. And that's just another thing that you're kind of spreading yourself too thin with. And a lot of people, especially in the, you know, entrepreneurial niche and this entrepreneurial mindset, they want to do every little thing at once. They want to do, like I said, social media marketing, affiliate marketing, Amazon FBA, Shopify, this, that, and the other. And they never commit to one path and one direction. This also has to do with another factor called the shiny object syndrome, which again, I have personally experienced in my life. Before I started Amazon, like I said, I was bussing tables till 4 a.m. I had a, you know, social media marketing agency. I was working on my Amazon FBA business. I was going to school and writing exams and all that stuff. And I just had so much crap going on in my life that I could never focus on one thing. I also at one point tried to look into affiliate marketing and stuff like that. And it's like, when you cannot focus yourself to one path, you're really going absolutely nowhere. I'm sure you can see why doing, you know, that graph with all those little, you know, arrows going everywhere, why that doesn't work, why that's not possible to see success that way. And to be honest, as soon as I learned that lesson, that's the thing that changed my life around completely. When I decided that I was going to focus, you know, on one thing that was going to get me to the kind of life I wanted to live, I dropped everything else. I picked what was actually going to get me to where I needed to be, and everything else was gone. The restaurant job, I dropped my, you know, a couple of my social media marketing agency clients that I picked up because I knew that that wasn't passive enough for me, that I didn't want calls at like, you know, 2 in the morning or whatever, you know, talking to me about some ad that didn't get approved or something like that. I did not want to deal with that. I knew one thing. I knew that my window cleaning job was getting me money right now, which I couldn't let go. If you guys didn't watch my last video, I explained about, you know, what I would do if I just started from, you know, scratch today. And that's the reason, if you guys watch that video, you'll understand why I would keep my, why I kept my, window cleaning job. And then also I focused the rest of my energy into doing, Amazon FBA, because I knew that Amazon FBA was going to get me to exactly where I wanted to go. It was going to get me the life that I wanted, the passive income that I wanted. And for some reason, everything just clicked for me. And I felt, sometimes you got to trust your gut feeling. And that's something a lot of people don't do. Something that I've had, troubles with in the past as well. But it's something that I have learned to trust more. And that was one of the first times I trusted it. And I told, my friend from social media marketing, I told him, hey man, we should not be pursuing this and this and that. We should be going with Amazon FBA. And after we dropped everything and we went full on Amazon FBA, and we haven't looked back since. So I focused 100% on my Amazon FBA business, and I didn't quit my, window cleaning job until basically, I was making more from Amazon than I was from my window cleaning. That's when I dropped that and focused, solely into Amazon FBA. Another example of me actually forgetting this, rule where less is more and your time is limited and finite was actually recently, because recently I decided that I wanted to start a podcast with some of my friends, just a fun one, just something where we could chill and relax and just be dumb together. But I realized that it had been taking too much of my time. It has been spreading me way too thin and was actually taking me away from what I needed or where I needed to go. Thankfully, I realized that quickly, and I let that go. And it's not to say that you guys should let go of things that aren't working or things that are taking too much of your time, but you need to understand if that particular thing that you're spending your time on is actually going to get you the success or get you your goals and what you're looking to achieve in 2019. So my advice to you guys is to cut everything that has nothing to do with what you want, things that you're wasting your time on, things that are not getting you closer to your goals. Get rid of them. Pick one thing that you want to commit yourself to, because I'm positive that many people that are watching this video right now, you guys are sitting there, nodding your heads, and you do agree with me because this is the truth. But I'm sure that you guys have not yet kind of picked that one thing that you're going to commit to, whether it be, Shopify, Amazon, affiliate marketing. I don't care what it is. In reality, it doesn't really matter. They all work. But you have to commit yourself to one thing that you think is going to bring you what you want in life, rather than going around playing with every single thing out there. Cut out the shiny object syndrome and just choose something. And once you actually pick something, you're going to realize that it's going to be a lot less work than you had previously thought all this stuff was, because you're doing a little bit of everything, not really getting anywhere, when in reality, you just pick one avenue and just ride that, line all the way to the end. So I'm going to give you guys a few, tips and tricks to actually get the most out of 2019, a few kind of productivity hacks and stuff that I think are going to help a lot of you guys out. So the first one we talked about a little bit is, number one, commit to an income stream, stop playing around, and pick the one that best suits you. Number two, set a schedule and have a routine where you set aside blocks of time in isolation where, no one can interrupt you, no one can bother you, and you can just get to the work that you need to do. Turn off your phone, turn off your social media, and just do that. And that's an easy and pretty simple and kind of a common tip out there. But in reality, guys, until you've actually done this and seen the power of actually isolating yourself and seeing how much work you can do in isolation, I don't think you guys really realize how much of a crazy hack to life that really is. Number three, learn to prioritize in business, okay? So once you do commit to an income stream, you guys are gonna notice that there's a lot of different things that you need to be doing, a lot of different things that, you're not sure which one to do first. What you have to do is relax, and you have to prioritize stuff like which is gonna get you close to your goal and why, right? So for example, if you have to do a logo and you have to get professional pictures, which one should you be spending more time on? A logo is not going to be, don't spend 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week on your logo. That's not important. That's not nearly as important as spending the time on, let's say, finding a good photographer, finding a professional photographer who can really do the job for you, or, doing your product research and making sure that your product is good, or anything like that, right? Those things are way more important and they're going to get you way closer to your goals than, a logo. Same thing with, let's say, sourcing and manufacturing a product. That, there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of, things you need to do. And that's something you rather spend your time on than trying to figure out, is my logo cool, or, it doesn't matter. Okay, compared to it doesn't matter. And my last tip is one of the most significant things that's changed my life. So obviously this whole lesson on the less is more, that was a huge lesson. Then also, the isolation trick, kind of just putting yourself aside by yourself, another incredibly effective hack to productivity and success. And also the last one was waking up early. So I know a lot of people aren't, huge fans of hearing that, and it's not an elitist thing where I think, I'm better than you or anyone is better than anyone for waking up early. This is just something that I've noticed is a huge kind of hack to success. Waking up early, for some reason, it just gets you going. It gets you into a productive, state where you're super concentrated on the stuff that you need to be doing. And by the time it's like, if you wake up at 5 or 5:30, by the time it's like 10 or 11, you've done more work in one day than most people will do in the whole day, just because your mindset is just so good and it's so fresh that early in the morning. And I could make a whole video on why waking up early is so amazing and so effective as a method to kind of being successful. But there's just too much to say there, and maybe I'll do it in another video if you guys want to see that. But definitely try it out, guys. I know that at first it's gonna be very difficult, but if you guys get yourself in a good routine and a good habit, you will see the true power of isolation, doing less is more, and also the power of waking up early. This is not the stuff that I came up with by myself, guys. I'm still very young and I'm still learning, and I'm always open to more knowledge and more information. This is really just the stuff that I've kind of picked up from mentors and reading books and stuff like that. And I just want to share with you guys because I know for myself, it's very easy for me to kind of consume content through video than it is to read books and stuff like that. So I'm putting this out there because I know that a lot of people, again, are starting 2019. Guys got your New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. And I was hoping that this video is going to help you guys get to your goals faster and just kind of help you guys out. So remember, guys, doing less is more, and it's much better to be a master of one trade than a jack of all right? So if you guys did enjoy the video, remember to like the video and consider subscribing to the channel if you guys did enjoy it. Lots more awesome content coming in the future, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Peace.